She's a rockin', don't come a knockin'. She's a duck's guts. In today's episode, we get rid of these. We put these into that. Let's get there. Good morning, YouTube. Last day of the holidays before everyone gets back to work. So we thought we'd do a little project today. You saw from the intro, we've got some coilovers for the Getz. This is part 2 of the video for the Getz. But let's take a look at these. These are DGR coilovers, all the way from Taiwan. And probably the best sort of spec and style you can get for the Getz. So they're the fronts. Look quite nice, aren't they? Quite well put together. We've got the heavy duty track rate springs on these guys. And we'll have a look at the rear. The rear's over here. Or the shock anyway, got the spring in the box still. And that's them there. Now in the kit, you get a little warranty card, a sticker, an instruction manual that doesn't provide the world's best instructions, and some adjustment spanners. So that is all good. But the first thing we need to do is get the old shocks and springs out. So that's the old front spring and shock assembly just here. Pretty easy to get out. Obviously you've just got your 2 shock mount bolts here, shock tower bolts on the top, and you've got to undo your sway bar linkage. We ordered new sway bars as well. Sway bar linkages there coming. The only tricky bit was that these particular bolts in the shock tower, they were particularly hard to get out. You have to use a little bit of the old Red Devil on them and heat them up, heat the nuts up and then get them out. And the only other tricky bit as well was on the top of the shock tower here. You've actually got your plenum assembly and all your window wipers and all that sort of stuff. You've got to take them off to get the plastic off, and then you've got to use a very elongated ratchet that goes back that way to undo that bolt there. So that was pretty tricky. We didn't want to have to undo other brackets and all that sort of stuff, so that's how we did it. Did that last night. Anyway, Frankie should be here in a couple of minutes, and we'll get on to the rest of the tutorial. Let's get there. Happy Australia Day, Frankie! Woohoo!
Oh, you beauty.
Oh, and to celebrate Australia Day, we've got some coilovers. And Frankie, look at these, beautiful.
Ah, pretty nice, aren't they?
Very nice. So take us through what you've done here.
Well, you've got a long, dopey spring, so you need to compress it and get the old standard spring out. And then they've got a spring perch at the bottom here. Yep. That we've popped on, and you did a little bit of modification of the rubber boot. Yep. That locates it, and it's put a little bolt underneath. Hopefully we've done that the correct way, which holds the perch into place. Yep. Popped our spring on. Then we've threaded our shock absorber down a fair ways, and here we'll lock that into place. Popped our top nut on and bolted her in.
Here she's there. And we've got 30 click damping adjustments on the top there, Frankie. And you've just got to hold that top spline in place as you tighten up the rear shock.
Yeah, it's got a little notch out so you can hold it with a spanner.
Very nice.
Stop the...
They look exotic, don't they?
Bit flash for this horrible thing,
isn't it? No, good. Let's go have a look at the fronts. That's long Dopey that Frankie was talking about here. That's brother Dopey, that's the front. And Frankie, take us through this. Oh my God.
Yeah, these are pretty simple. Just pop up your 3 little bolts up the top there. Yep. 2 bolts here, and someone will probably tell us they're stretch to yield bolts. So we probably will replace these little guys since you took them off, and you're very gentle as always. Pop your sway bar link on and your brake line, and it couldn't be easier.
No, these are...
I reckon every ricer can do this sort of job.
I'd say so. And you might need a bit of the old hot devil getting those... we found a bit of Loctite on the end of those nuts there and bolts.
Right? Yeah, it's definitely got some thread locker on them, so a bit of heat softens them up, help you get them off, which is where you were struggling a little bit to get the things off, and obviously we've been able to pop them on, no worries at all.
Righto. We are going to clean those rotors up because they've got little greasy, monkey little hands on them.
Yeah, nice.
Oh yeah, nice.
I think that's done.
Look at these Ferodo DSP pads. I mean, we've got coilovers, we've got racing pads, we're going to get some rotors, and anyone would expect that this one's go heading to the track, Frankie. Stop it.
$2 caliper, and how much was that?
A lot. No, you don't want that. All right, we're going to get going on the other side. Let's keep going. All right, Frankie, she's looking a bit specky with these motor sport wheels and slick tyres and coilovers. Let's see how it drops, eh?
Oh yeah. She looks loaded already.
Jack stands are removed. Oh, they're stiff, aren't they? Oh, geez. They're stiff, all right. And we can definitely lower that as well. She's lower at the front, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Front's low enough, probably just need to...
Yeah, look at that. Reckon that's going to scrape the guard?
No, I don't think so. I think it's got a wheel on it too.
Yeah. Wow. Let's do your little push test, Frankie. A bit stiffer, isn't it?
It's slightly. Yeah.
Slightly stiffer. What about the back? Can you do a rock and roll?
We can try that.
If she's a rockin', don't come a knocking. Oh yeah, God, she's stiff at the back. Woohoo! Oh, that's a bit different than before, isn't it?
Yeah. It's only one side in as well.
Yeah. That's going to tighten it up like nobody's business, isn't it?
Buzzbox now, isn't it?
Oh, look at it. All right, let's do the other side. Doing a bit of barbecue action here. These things are fantastic, these little hot devils.
What are you doing with that?
I'm heating up these nuts because they are, oh mate, there's no way I can undo that.
Super tight.
Super tight! Tight! So disassembling the front shock there, and I'm going to come from the top. And these are very tricky to get your little hand in here. Actually, you've already done it. Oh,
that's right.
Oh, good job, mate. All good. So these rear springs are interesting, aren't they, Frankie? We've got to do a bit of transplanting here, don't we?
Definitely do. Yeah,
so
big horrible long thing like that.
So that one has to go onto the top of here.
We probably could have got a nice little replacement one
for
that, but we haven't. So,
and then that comes up from underneath, and that little plate here and the retaining bolt comes up from underneath on the bottom of the strut there. So I think we'll keep rebuilding, Frankie, and we'll show the viewers when we're done. Put those Einkeys on there, Frankie. What beautiful wheel nuts, aren't they? Stop it. All right, I think we're getting close here. We've just measured up both sides, make sure the right height's the same. Those little C-spanners work great on these. You just adjust everything. And look at this. I think we're getting very close to a bit of a road test, Frankie. What do you think?
Why not?
Not boat. All good. Righto. Our adjustments, so I'll put our plenum in so you can't see the adjustments, but we've wound everything up to 30. That's the top dampening settings. And we'll let you know how rough that is. Alright, so getting close to wrapping up this video, and you're probably wondering are coilovers and suspension upgrades a worthy investment for your track car? And the answer is unequivocally yes. If you look at these components that are stock, these are designed for a price point and for comfort. So that means Nonna can go down the coast, she won't spill the CWA cake, and the Anto biscuits will be there in one piece. For us, we don't care about that. And there's a couple of things to keep in mind with coilovers and suspension upgrades, is that the high speed you go around a corner, the more likely you're going to have body roll, the more likely you're going to find a weak spot in the tyres, and the whole thing is all about corner speed and grip. Coilovers will compensate that with more heavy duty rate springs and more tightened dampening to actually allow you to push harder into the corner, negate the rollover that you do get, and we'll talk about sway bars and how they work as well. But this is all about carrying as much corner speed as we can and setting up the tyres so they can give us as much grip as we can. So that's why I get coilovers, and also drops the car, lowers the centre of gravity, and they're adjustable. A couple of good reasons there.
GR.
All right, Frankie, we're back from our little shakedown running. What are your impressions of these coilovers?
Different car, isn't it? That's so much better. Just nice and racy and firm.
Yep. What's your clearance like on this wheel here?
Well, we noticed we did a little U-turn and we were just touching the guard up here, so we're just going to roll it a little bit more.
Yep.
And the rears seem fine, but we need to just lower them a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, I think it's got good rake on it, but I wouldn't mind getting that down maybe 1/2 centimetre or 2. But I'll tell you what.
Transformation though, isn't it? That's so different to all the old Hyundai suspension.
Yeah, no, she's a little go-kart on wheels now. The Nuggets. Well, Frankie, we've got the Nugget Nationals coming up on the 20th. I think it's the end of March, actually. So I think we'll be going, given the rate this car's transforming.
Well, I don't think we'll win anything, but we certainly won't embarrass ourselves. I think we've got plenty of grip, a little bit of handling, no brakes, and the world's ugliest car.
Oh, go easy. Oh, but I think our the other saving grace too is that we just keep it buried around the corners and just left foot brake, Frankie. That's my technique.
Yeah, momentum's the key to this car. I think for getting the lap time, she's got no power.
No, and a bit of Ayrton Senna mid-corner stabbing. That's what I'll be doing.
You can try that, yeah. All that modulation on the throttle.
Oh, good. All right. On that note, thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed this little DGR Coilovers episode, part 2. They're in. We're off to get a wheel alignment, and then we're ready to race. And Charlie, the deaf cavalier, says goodbye too. Don't do it for Dale, do it for Brocky. Catch you later.